Hopefully I am right side up. This video is coming to you the right way. Sometimes I forget what I did the last time, and so send me some feedback in the comments. Today we are drawing a sea turtle, and we are drawing a sea turtle as requested by a young man in California. His name is Hunter Jan, and today is his birthday. So if you could leave a happy birthday in the comments for Hunter, that would be wonderful too. He is a very, very special young man. So today, with drawing a sea turtle, we are going to use colored pencils. We have a white, we have black, and those are kind of our mainstays. Those are what we're going to use no matter what other colors we add in between them. So we have black and white, and then we have three kind of like earth tones, like shades of brown. You can see here, this one's a little bit more on the golden side. And then we have a little bit of green for our sea turtle. And you can sharpen these pencils using your pencil sharpener. I need to empty mine still. It is pretty messy. So let's get started. All right. So with a sea turtle, we are going to start with an eye, just because that's how I always start. I always start the face with an eye. Like, that's what gives me like the best place to start. It gives me a great start off point. It's a wonderful indicator as far as spacing goes. But if you go back or you want to look at something on your own time and go, hey, I want to draw this a different way, that's okay too. We all have our different processes. So let's start with the eye today though. And today I'm using the light or the darker brown instead of the black. Just for initial spacing, initial layout of the line work here. So we're going to start by drawing the eye of the sea turtle. And this is going to end up being a baby sea turtle because even he was having problems fitting on the page. So we're ending up using 2 pieces of paper here today. So we're starting, and it's kind of like an oval shape. This is going to be the eye here. Awesome, good job. So you can sort of see that oval shape. And then what have we talked about in the past few episodes? We have talked about light reflecting off the eye. And even though the turtle here is underwater, it's a little bit muted, but we're going to do that. So we're going to draw a little bit of the light reflecting. And this is going to be a little bit more of a square shape, a rectangle shape today, as opposed to a circle, just based off how the light is coming in and based off the shape of the eye of the sea turtle. So once we have this in, which reflects our light, we're going to draw another little circle inside this oval. Very good. And we will come back and color that in later. So this eye, the center of the eye here, sits inside some eyelids on the face. So we're going to start with the top of the eyelid. So we're going to take the bottom part of the oval. We're going to draw a tiny, tiny little line. And then we're going to come up like we did with the bearded dragon, because they are both reptiles, right? Sea turtles and bearded dragons are both reptiles. So we are going to come up over the eye. Very good. And we're going to just kind of go around this shape here, sort of making a similar shape to this oval up top here, but just going around it, making it a little bit larger. And then we're going to draw another little line on the top part of the oval and connect these 2 lines. Good morning, John. And then what are we going to do? You can probably guess what we're going to do. We're going to do the same thing, but underneath the oval eye. So we're going to start from the bottom again and draw a nice place on the sea turtle face for the eye to sit within these eyelids. Wonderful, good job. Now it looks like on this sea turtle, we have an eyelid and then another eyelid that sort of sits on top. And it's probably because the eyes of the sea turtle need more protection for when they're underwater. So let's draw that now. So we did top and a bottom, and now we're going to do another top. So it's kind of like the icing on the cake here. So we're going to start at this second eyelid here, and we're going to go up, and we are going to draw yet another eyelid looking fixture right there. Good job. So we're going to close up and you can see that there. All right, so next we're going to kind of get to like the snout of the turtle, like the nose area where he breathes. So we're going to measure this out a little bit of a line right here, kind of at the same level of the eye. And we're going to make a little U, just like that. Can you see that? It's a little U. So that's going to be our reference point for the nose of the turtle. So with this little U, we're going to take this line and we're going to draw it back towards the oval of the eye, towards the eyelids, just like that. Good job. And so we're going to mirror another line that's not going to be very far away from this first line. So we're going to go up a tiny, tiny bit, and then we're going to come around and make the exact same line, just a little bit underneath the first line. So it almost looks like kind of like a key or a hook or something instead of a nose. But I promise you we will get there, and it is definitely a nose. All right, so we're going to go to the outside of the nose here, and we're going to take our colored pencil. We're going to start at the top, and then we're just going to draw a little bit of a rounded line down, and then we're going to do it again right next to it. A little bit of a rounded line right next to it. Nice work. Perfect. So we're going to take this line and start the mouth of the turtle. So the outside line here, we're going to connect and come up and underneath, and we're going to go past the eye just a bit, because we're going to start drawing in the rest of the face. Very, very, very nice. Okay, so we have the top part of this beak here, right? We have the top part of the beak, the top part of its mouth, but you know, it needs a bottom half of the mouth for chewing, so that's what we're going to work on right now. So starting in a little bit for this second part, we're going to start in and scoop down, and we're going to make it rounded. And we're going to come as far as we can underneath this top mouth line here. And then we're going to do something with both these lines. So with this top line, we're going to scoop up just a little bit. And then with this bottom line, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to scoop up, and then we're going to add a couple friends to this line. A couple friendly lines. Like that. And like that. Nice work. I can't wait to see all of your drawings, and I hope that you can share them with me, because they have been the best part of my week. You are all so talented. All right, so we have the bottom part spaced out here. We have the eye, we have the snout, the beak, the mouth, the bottom part of the jaw. So what would be next? What would we need to finish the head? We would need to draw the top of the head, correct? Yeah, say that would make sense, huh? So we're going to start at the inside. So we drew a U before. So let's take the inside part of that U, where the snout is, and we're going to draw up. We're going to start up, because the beak comes a little bit further out. So we're going to start up around the eye. And then we're going to go straight back, kind of mimicking this line down here, mirroring that line. And we're going to keep following, keep it going to about right there. All right, so when we get to here, what's happening is we need to draw the flippers or the fins of the sea turtle, right? So let's do that. And we can do that. We can make this really simple. Let's take, because we want to measure this out, we want to get the spacing right. So let's take a little bit of a lighter pencil, right? And we're just going to draw 2 big U's, like upside down U's, just like that. Do you see that? And then we're going to do another one right there. And that's for spacing. So once we get those 2 U's in like that, we're going to take the darker pencil again, this dark brown pencil. We're going to start here. We're going to come around like this. Nice work, nice work. And then we're going to start up. Now it looks like he has a little, like it kind of almost looks like a fingernail here. So we're going to take a detour. We're going to go off track a little bit. And this is going to be like an upside down V right here. And then we're going to keep going on the track. So up and around. Nice work. And then it looks like we're going to section off a little bit up this way too. So, like this. And yours, they kind of look like digits. And you can make yours look any way you would like. They don't have to be like square. They can be a little more triangle. They can be a little more circular, triangular. But anyway, so what we're doing is dips, and then we're coming back out. And we're doing a dip, and we're coming back out. So, coming around, and another dip in. And this just helps add character. It helps show what the fin actually looks like, because the flipper on these turtles, they're not smooth, and they're not perfect. And that's awesome, because they're perfect in their own way. So, we're going to come down again. And again, this does not have to be smooth. It's a little bit rough. It's a little bit jagged. They almost look like little flipper wings. So we're going to come down there. And then, once we get to this bottom part here, we're going to draw a curve. Just like that. Perfect. All right. So let's get to the business of this second fin over here, right? Which is behind the head of the turtle on the other side of the body. So this is the main fin. This is what's up front. So we're going to start behind the head. And we're going to come up. And since he has what looks like a little fingernail here, we're going to draw that on the other side as well. So it's like an upside down V or an upside down U. And then we're just going to take that line and we're going to keep going. So we're going to go up, 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 up for this second flipper here. We're going to match probably the height of this one that we're drawing. And we're going to come around because it is curved. We can swoop in a little bit if we want. And these do not have to be the same. And we're just going to connect it because it's going behind this first fin right here. All right, perfect. How is yours coming along so far? So, for the rest of the turtle, we're going to get to the shell. So we're going to go about halfway in between the flipper here. Okay? And we're going to start drawing kind of a curved line. That's going to come down a little bit. Perfect. And then we're going to come to the bottom part of the flipper here. And we're going to draw the bottom part of the shell. Now this is a little bit multi-dimensional, so I will show you how we're going to remedy that, how we're going to correct that. So this is the top, this whole part here, this compartment, is the top part of the shell. And the bottom part, we're going to draw underneath it, and it's going to mirror this line here, okay? So, we're going to start just like the curve, like this. So you see how these lines look similar? They're just a little bit spaced apart. We're going to come down here, and here, again, Similar lines, just spaced a little bit apart. Perfect, good job. So we're going to come down to this line here, and then we're going to draw up. And as we reach the back of the shell, this line is going to get closer and closer to the back of the shell. So it's going to become a shorter and shorter distance away as we move. So here, it's kind of far away. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. Perfect. And then we connect the bottom of the shell here. So the sea turtle does have flippers or feet in the back. So we're going to draw that up right now. So just go to the back of the shell. So we're going to start at the bottom. We're going to draw a line off and come down a little bit. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's a little bit rigid. Great. Now this is not the bottom of the turtle here. This is just the bottom of the shell. So we're going to draw the bottom of the turtle, which is even further underneath the bottom or the shell. So let's start back up at the neck here, right? The head, because that's important. We're going to draw a few more little folds, little folds. And then once we hit underneath the flipper here, we're going to take a line and we're going to draw down. Natalie, tell Hunter I said thank you. And I'm happy he's here with us today on his birthday. All right. And the line underneath the bottom part of the turtle, the bottom part of the body, is again going to look like the bottom part of the shell here, even though it's not. So we're starting here. We started underneath the flipper, after the neck with the folds. And it doesn't have to be a perfectly straight line. It can be a little curvy, little bit like in and out. So up and down, up and down. Awesome. And then again, with the bottom part of the shell here, we're going to get closer and closer and closer with those lines. Perfect. Now let's draw in some parts of the shell and parts of the face and parts of the flipper. So let's start with the shell here. So the shell has a pattern, right? So let's start with that pattern. So we take the shell, we're going to make a little line, space down a little bit, and make another little line. And we're going to make one more little line. Now it kind of looks like a ruler, the top of the shell, right? With the measuring ticks. So we're going to start at the fin here, make a diagonal line, take this line, make a diagonal line, go this line, make a diagonal line, and again here, diagonal line. Now with the bottom of each diagonal line, we're going to go back up and we are going to meet the line, the straight line coming down off the turtle shell. So ready? We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Wonderful. So at the tip of each of these, they look like upside down triangles. We're going to go with each of these. We're going to draw another straight line down, another straight line down, and another straight line, and you guessed it, one more straight line down. Now these lines are going to be a little bit different. We're going to connect them with one long line. Wonderful. And then, because this line on the sea turtle is a little bit thicker and it's darker, we're going to create another line, just like it, right underneath. Nice work. So from this line, this bottom line, we're going to do a bunch of straight lines. So let's watch here. Ready? We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 lines. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be exactly 9 lines. That's just how mine ended up spacing out. So with the bottom part of this shell, we're going to also connect those lines, but they're going to be a little bit curvy. So we're going to start with this bottom line, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wonderful. All right, so back to the head of the turtle here. We're going to draw in some shapes, and every sea turtle is different. So your shapes, you know, they can kind of look like diamonds or they can look like squares. However you want to do it. Usually when I start drawing out the shapes, I start around the eye just because it helps me understand spacing and how far everything is going. This shape here underneath the beak is a little bit bigger than the rest of the shapes that you're going to make on the face. So nice work. And it looks like there's a little bit of a barrier between each of these. So we're not going to put them right on top of each other. We're going to leave a little bit of space in between each of the shapes that you end up making on the sea turtle. And again, it doesn't have to be exact, doesn't have to be perfect. So it's pretty much like this is the picture, and then the outside here, that's the frame. All right, nice work. Very, very nice. All right, and we're going to do the same at the top of the fins. Really, really quickly, we're going to add in some shapes in the top of the fins. And they can kind of look like triangles, they can look like little houses, they can look like squares. Just remember, they're not on top of each other. They're not like right next to each other. There's a little bit of space between each one, which is just how a sea turtle looks. That's just how they're made. All right, very nice. Doing a good job. And they're going to get the spaces here. The little shapes are going to get smaller, mostly as we move down the fin as well. Very, very nice. Now let's do that to this one, because if we have it on one flipper, we're going to have it on both. And my shapes are looking like kind of rounded squares. But again, you can do whatever you would like. You can make these shapes look like whatever you would like them to look like. All right, there is no wrong answer in art. Great. And because we are running a little bit low on time, we're going to do a little bit of coloring. So let's start with the face and start with the shell. I am using my lighter brown pencil. And we're going to color like the top of the face here. And maybe a little bit under the snout. And we can, with these shapes that we just made, we're going to color these in. And we're going to leave the lines between them white. Just adding a little bit of green for the eye. And then we can color in the eye as well, the pupil. Very, very nice. All right, getting back to the light brown. Coloring in the shapes that we just drew on the face and on the fins. So we can go up here as well and color these in, shade them in. Perfect. And these can just be quick lines back and forth. And we're going to color in on the shell as well. Now, even though we made lines on the shell, we can just make broader lines now with the light brown and color in the whole thing. So with the light brown, we can go over the dark lines that we made for the shell. Very, very nice. And then we're going to skip this line here because that gets colored in black. And we can do the same thing we did by coloring this in with a light brown underneath. Very nice. All right, and if you would like to take the time and color in each little shape that you made during the show, that would be awesome, and I would love to see it, and I hope you post your photos. Okay, so let's go in with a little bit of a black colored pencil now, and we're just going to do some shading quickly up around the eye. Very nice, just kind of make that pop near the snout. Very, very good. And we can even color in a little bit of the shapes that we made so that they're two-toned. They have two colors. So they have a brown and they have a black. We're going to color in this line here because this line gets filled in black. It kind of separates like the top part of the shell from the bottom part. Very nice. And we can give this back flipper a little bit of love, a little bit of color, because we didn't really have that much time to get to it, but we can color it in and we can shade it and make it look nice. All right, and there we have our sea turtle. I hope you had fun today. We're going to sing a song about a sea turtle, so I hope you stick around. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to pull that up for you now. Hi guys! I hope you had fun drawing a sea turtle. I had so much fun drawing one with you. So right now we're going to sing a song about a sea turtle, about what we just learned to draw today. So here we go. I wanna see ya, sea turtle baby, yeah. Sea turtle baby, yeah. We got longer heads and leather bags, so get ready for sea turtle facts. Hawksbill, Camps, and Olive Ridley are in this sea turtle family. I wanna see a sea turtle baby, yeah. Sea turtle baby, yeah. Let's swim around, then have a lunch of jellyfish and sea sponge, crabs and lobsters. Get a nod for the tastiest of arthropods. I wanna see a sea turtle baby, yeah. Sea turtle baby, yeah. Turtles lay eggs on the beach, and in 2 months there's a commotion. Baby turtles hatch and crawl to sea to ride waves in the ocean. I wanna see a sea turtle baby, yeah. Sea turtle baby, yeah. Sea turtles swim in waters warm and cold and live until they're 80 years old. 80 years old! I wanna see a sea turtle baby, yeah. Sea turtle baby, yeah. I wanna see a sea turtle baby, yeah. Sea turtle baby, yeah. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. And really quickly, the young man who requested this song today, his name is Hunter. And he's in California, and today is his birthday. So if you guys could help me in singing happy birthday to him, that would be awesome. If you're ready. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Hunter. Happy birthday.